right in. So welcome everybody to the Apex Sniper Bootcamp tutorial webinar. Appreciate you being with us tonight. And as always, got to throw up some disclosures here. Trading involves risk. Make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. You can take a look at that and see the full disclosures on our website. So first of all, I want to say a big welcome to those of you that are new members and that are just now joining us during our open house free bootcamp time. I hope you've been enjoying that. I hope you've been enjoying your time on the webinars in the Elite Trade Room, going through the training courses. Real quick, I just wanted to show you a couple of things here. Let me just pull this over here for those of you that are new, and even for those of you that aren't, I need you to see a little something different for next week that we've got going. So if you go to apexinvesting.com, you log in, that'll bring you here to our members homepage, and you'll go right here under the Sniper Bootcamp icon, and that will take you to the page. Everything you need is on this page. The very first step on this page is registering for webinars. So if you click this, it'll open up. We're on this webinar right here tonight, the trading routines and consistency. But Daryl and I went through and we kind of planned out the next couple of weeks here so you can kind of see it. You kind of see the next 5 webinars that we've got coming up here and get registered for those. I decided, remember last week when we talked, I told you I'd try to get you guys 3 webinars this week, and we did that. This is the 3rd webinar for the week. I know that's a lot. Was that a little much for you guys to do 3 nights in a row? I'm sure you're getting a little slack from the family, from the significant others that you're spending every night up on that computer listening to those 2 guys, right? But we tried to get you as much as possible this week. Next week, as you know, we've got a shorter week with Thanksgiving. So we're going to do a normal Tuesday night webinar, which is right here. You can sign up for. But I talked to Daryl and told him that I was going to go ahead and take some time out of my Saturday, all right, a couple days after Thanksgiving, and give you guys a Saturday webinar. All right, we'll do that at 1 p.m. Eastern time. If any of you can't make it, yes, it'll be recorded and all that. But I wanted to get y'all 2 webinars next week. We've got a lot we want to fit in here the next couple weeks. I might even throw an extra one in. But just a little something different for next week. Thanksgiving's on Thursday, so we're going to do a webinar Tuesday, and I'll do one Saturday just after lunchtime there, the day after Black Friday. That's right. Okay, so make sure to hop on there, sign up for webinars. Want to bring your attention to that. There will be 2 next week, Tuesday and Saturday. Also, very important down here, step number 8, webinars. If you click this and go to section D, this is all the most recent webinars. Okay, some of these top couple rows here, these are a little bit older. Starting right here with understanding levels on the sniper chart, understanding the OP sniper chart. For any of you that are new and that are in open house here with us, going through boot camp, if you haven't watched these, watch them. Like, these will really, really help you out so much. They're kind of meant, and for those of you that were on these webinars with me, you know what I'm talking about. Especially these first 2. I really broke down the charts, tried to simplify them for you. I know things can be a little overwhelming with the charts. We tried to break it down piece by piece and really help you out. William here says, tip, hey, take notes while you're going through it. Good tip there. But check out these last several webinars here. Tonight's webinar is being recorded, and it will be put right here in this empty square by tomorrow. Okay, so if you want to go back and watch this one, that's where it's going to be. Okay, so just wanted to go over that with you real quick. Quick little housekeeping here. Some of you might be familiar or might know that NinjaTrader released a new version of NT8. Okay, we are going to be releasing a new Apex toolkit probably Sunday night. All right, now you must update your NinjaTrader to the newest version before you upgrade this toolkit. All right, and you need to upgrade this toolkit Sunday night or Monday morning before you trade. Okay, you need the new toolkit, but you're going to need to upgrade NinjaTrader. Okay, No, it has to be our tools work on NinjaTrader, Gordon. So first you must upgrade Ninja. Now, how do you do that? I'm going to send some emails and texts and post out about it tomorrow, but you will probably also saw the pop-up here, okay, that came up in the message center, and I'll do it again tomorrow. It's real simple. Don't be freaking out. Don't be overwhelmed. Basically, what you got to do is this. First thing you want to do is you're going to want to go to your Ninja control panel, okay? And what you're going to do is right here on your Ninja control panel, you just go to help, and right here where it says license key, you'll click your license key, and it'll bring up your key, okay? Just copy and paste that. Just highlight it, copy it, okay? And what you're going to want to do is, and I'll send it back out, but this pop-up that came out right here, you're going to want to click this link right here, ninjatrader.com/platformdirect. All right, and I'll post that link here for everyone in the webinar chat, but don't worry about it. We're going to also send it out tomorrow. We'll show it in the trade room and everything. And when you go to that page, sorry guys, let me pull it over here. It's just going to look like this. Update your NinjaTrader. And what you got to do is enter your license key here. Okay, so very simple. That license key here, under your control panel, under help, license key, you copy your key, and you just paste it right there. Okay, so paste the key here, but before you press submit, what you want to do is then save your workspaces, close your workspace, and close down NinjaTrader. All right, and then you'll want to go into the desktop assistant and clear your cache and all that, and then press submit. Okay, and that will follow the download process. That'll download the most recent version of Ninja 8. It's not going to mess with all your settings and workspaces and all that. Just updates it like any other program updates. Okay. And then from there, you do want to go ahead and restart your computer. Okay, just do it all. All right, so copy that over, close NinjaTrader, shut down and download, clear your cache, restart your computer completely. And then when we push out the new toolkit, we'll announce that Sunday night. Then you can update the new toolkit and you're all done. That's it. Okay, so basically the new toolkit is just updated to match everything that's needed in the new Ninja upgrade. It's not a big deal, just some little housekeeping there. Okay, so nothing to do, no, Bert, nothing to do with Lilu, nothing all that. It's just updating with the new Ninja version. Okay, so these webinars here, let me just 1 second here. Okay, Marion, thank you for that. I'll definitely check that out. Okay, so like I said, tonight's webinar is going to be a little bit different. Okay, it's a little more about no, you don't need to uninstall a current version. You just need to do the steps I just covered. That's it. Okay, just do the steps we just covered. Don't make up new steps. Don't try new steps. Just what we covered there. Okay, so raising the grade. And what do I mean by that? Well, like I said, tonight's webinar is going to be a little bit different. And it's really going to be focused here for the new traders and the bootcamp trial members. So tonight we're not getting into, advanced level trades, and we're not getting into a bunch of strategies and systems. We're here trying to make things simple like we have been on the last several webinars. Some of you are at different stages of the boot camp. Some of you, it's just your first couple of days here. Some of you have been with us for a few weeks. Okay. How far along you are, people are at different stages. How many videos have you watched? Everybody's got a different level of experience. And if you graded yourself right now, okay, some of you might say, hey, I'm an A, I'm a B, I'm a C. Okay. Well, what our goal is here is by the end of boot camp and by the end of these tutorials, we want to get you to a B. Okay, we want to help you get through everything and get you to a B. And it's in your hands to get yourself to an A. We can't do that part for you. That's kind of up to you. Only you can do that and really put in the extra effort. But we're here to help you, and we'll put in as much effort for you to you as you're willing to put into you as well. So tonight's webinar, not going to talk about a strategy or system. I'm not going to go back through each of the trades and simplify the trades. We're not going to talk about straight trade setups at all, necessarily. We're going to address kind of the other side of the coin here, the other big issue that people have with trading. And if you've traded or attempted to trade for any amount of time now, even just a few weeks, you've kind of already figured out it's a lot more than just having some indicators that say press buy, right? Or press sell. Like, there's a whole lot to be learned and understood about how to be consistent, or how to just simply stay focused during your trading session. Anybody have trouble with that? You're sitting in front of the computer for 2-3 hours in the morning, or even in the elite trade room, and just staying focused. Just be able to look at your charts and not just wander off into la la land, right? Or forget what's going on, or feel stressed. And how do we kind of break it down day by day to make this actually work? It doesn't matter how great of a strategy or system we give you, how good of indicators we give you, if you don't really know what to do with them, and how to manage yourself and how to stay on track, right? And speaking of staying on track, for tonight's webinar, we're not going to be covering, Markers Plus, Trading Assistant necessarily. We're not going to be digging into the other trade systems or Ninja or all those other things. So please stay really focused on what we're covering tonight. Please keep your questions, on track with what we're covering, just to help us with time here. You can go to the Apex homepage and you can check out everything you want there about Markers Plus under the automation section, or any questions you have about trading can be sent, asked in the elite trade room. You've got the help desk. So there's plenty of avenues for you there to get any of those questions answered. We're here to help. But tonight we want to kind of stay focused on the subject matter here, because if you really get this, it can help you out a lot. I know when I said the other night on the webinar, I said, hey, I'm going to be covering this on Thursday. Some of y'all have heard me do this talk before. There was more than one of you that said, yes, it changed my life. Yes, it changed my day-to-day routine. It really helped me. So I really want y'all to stay focused here and really try to understand what we're doing here. Something you've heard us talk about before is a path of 12 months to 6 figures, okay? And how that builds and slowly compounds. You don't think about and don't focus just on the next 12 minutes or 12 hours or 12 days. What is the longer term goal? Where will you be in a year, and how to stay on track for that? And that can excite a lot of people of, hey, 6 figures in 12 months, a year from now, that's great. But in one sense, that's not that long to wait, right? To get to 6-figure trading type income. But in another sense, that is a long time to wait. And how do you do that? How do you stay focused and stay on track? And it really breaks down to, breaking it down to a day at a time, one day at a time, staying consistent, staying focused. And the battle is with yourself. How many of you, even if you're brand new and only been trading for 2 or 3 weeks, find that sure, there's times we get in a trade and the market goes against us. Sure, there's losing trades. Sure, there's times where a setup didn't work. But how often do you find that the battle's really with yourself? You broke the rules. You took a trade you shouldn't have taken. You knew better. You didn't stop after you were up 3 for the day. You kept trading and gave it all back. You entered too early. You entered too late. You moved your stop. You were supposed to do something and you didn't. Or I wasn't focused. I wasn't paying attention. And we find that there's this whole other side of trading. No matter what perfect system somebody could give you, there's this whole other side to the battle of yourself. It's not just a battle of the market and a battle of the buyers versus the sellers, right? It's a battle with yourself. So when we talk about breaking it down a day at a time, what is the first thing you do each day? When you think about your trading morning, you think about your morning in general. What's the first thing you do every day, each day? Anybody tell me? Well, yeah, the first thing you do is wake up. Exactly, right? You wake up. And I know it. I know that all of you wake up and you're just sharp as could be. You're focused. You're on top of the world. You're going to slay all day. You're ready to take on the world. You get in front of your super computer setup. You're all dressed to a T, your button ups and your nice suits and hair done, and you're just rocking and rolling, clear head, clear mind, and you're just going to take over the world, right? Is that y'all? Or is this you in the morning in the elite trade room, listening to Lori, listening to Daryl, looking like that and feeling like that? Some of you are going to laugh about this and say, oh, this seems a little elementary, haha. But stay with me here. How many of you, is that you in the morning? Sitting in front of a computer, ready to press a button and risk your live money. Yeah? How about that? Oh crap, I'm running late. I better get up there. That's Grant, by the way. I'm just kidding. That's not Grant. How many of you are like that? Yeah? Is that you? Or that? I know because some of y'all admitted it, that you wake up and you roll over and grab your laptop off the floor and you turn it on and you're sitting there laying in bed, half asleep still, in the elite room on your laptop. You can't even see straight, got cobwebs in your head, thinking about pressing a button. Right? And also, thank goodness that we don't have cameras in the elite room, right? So I know half of y'all don't even have full clothes on. All curled up in your chair, half naked. Yay, I made a trade. Yay, that TX trade won. Jumping up and down, right? Or maybe some of you are like, oh, I woke up late. It's 9:27. I know we don't trade from 9:30 to 9:35. I can start trading at 9:35. Oh, I got 8 minutes. I got to rush upstairs and start pressing buttons. Right? And you wake up like that, frazzled, dazzled, in a daze, and 8 minutes later you're going to be in a room in front of your computer on a chart about to risk your live money. I know you've all done it at one point in time, right? Or I always joke and say, there's Marion. Where you got Marion over here? Maybe I need coffee. Should I take this trade? Ugh. You see where I'm going with this, guys? Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's whatever. But tell me, how many times have you woke up looking or feeling like that? Marion says, excuse me? Okay, that's cayenne, Marion. All right, that's Pepper Potts right there. We won't call that you anymore. We'll call that Pepper. All right. She's probably on here listening to me mad now, right? But how many of you have woken up late, dazzled, frazzled, half asleep, been in front of that computer pressing a button, and there's no way you should have been? Raise your hand, say yes, if you've ever been there at least once, where you could look back and say, I shouldn't have even been in front of that computer. I should have not been risking live money. I was in no shape, no condition, no state of mind for that. Yeah, a lot of you are saying too many times, almost every day, most days. This morning, Sean says, yeah, this morning. Okay. If you're going to be trading and you're going to be serious about trading and you're going to put your live money at risk, your family's financial future, your livelihood at risk, you better be at the top of your game. What do you, those pictures I just showed you, half dazed, half out of it. Think about a professional race car driver going 160 miles an hour, having to deal with road obstructions, other drivers, crazy twists and turns, staying in the lane. Come on. What kind of disaster do you think that would be for a race car driver to show up like that? How good do you think they're going to do? Are they going to be able to maneuver and foresee and look ahead to see those road obstructions? You know? And to be aware of those obstructions and work around those obstructions? It's no different with you, with trading. What do we call some of those big levels on our chart? Obstructions, something you could slam into. It's no different than that race car driver, right? Think about sports. Think about some of the best sportsmen you know or heard of. Michael Jordan. Do you think he showed up and he wins the MVP game and makes all the great shots by showing up to the game half asleep, half awake, looking crazy like that? Is he going to give it his all? Is he going to be able to get the winning shot or play at all? No. If you actually go back and you read books or, motivational stuff by some of these, top sports players, they talk so much about their health and their physical health and their sleep and their mentality and their preparation and being ready for it. That game they go and play for just a couple hours is, think about that. Think about, these basketball players, these football players, they're just actually out there playing for just a short amount of time. Think about all of the training, all of the practice, all of the preparation, all the time they put into working out and at the gym and health. They spend more time preparing than they spend actually doing. You ever think about that? I mean, really, when you think about a basketball game even, how many actual minutes does one player play? Not that much, really. It's all about that prep time. What about a brain surgeon? If you're on the operating table in that operating room about to get your brain cut open and worked on, and your brain surgeon doctor walked in looking like any of those pictures I just showed you, are you going to risk and trust your life to that doctor? What about you hop on an airplane, you're walking aboard the airplane and you see the pilot walking in looking like that? Are you going to trust your life to that pilot or to that doctor when they show up looking like that? Would any of you? Yes, no, maybe? I don't really think any of us would, right? But then why are we willing to risk our live money? Why are we willing to risk our family's money when we're doing it? It literally doesn't make sense. Okay? So when it comes to focus, we talk about like a 12-month plan. It really does break down to a daily focus. And the first thing it starts with is not your trading, but your preparation for your trading day. And also to reach that longer term 12-month goal, what do you do each and every day to meet that goal? How do you make the most of that day? And I want you to take a step back and start to look at your trading career and your daily trading. I want you to break it in half. And I want you to look at it as two separate part-time jobs. Your first part-time job of the day is preparing yourself for the trading session. Like preparing yourself properly for the trading session is a whole job of itself. And then your next part-time job is actually executing that trading session. And then, according to the Apex, 3-6 plan, we stop when we're up net 3 trades. But I want you to kind of go into the rest of this webinar with that in mind. You have two part-time jobs. Job 1, prepare for the session. Job 2, execute the session. And I want to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk a little bit about a morning routine here. And I'm just going to share with you, I know when I'm doing the best in my trading, I'm really focused on my routine and I really stick to my routine. And I can tell you when I get off of that routine, I can see the difference. And so I'm going to share just a little bit with you of my routine. Not everybody has the same schedule or routine. Not everyone can trade the same time of day. Some of you are nighttime traders or overnight traders. So this example I'm going to show you here is based on a morning trader. And I'm going to kind of give you at the end of this webinar a little bit of an assignment to go and customize some of this to yourself and take some time to figure out how you can make changes for yourself. So this might not work for everyone. This is just kind of an example of a schedule. Okay. So I have, and this is just kind of a cut and paste. My daily schedules are actually on an Excel sheet. Okay. And I know some of this just seems very basic, and some of you are like, what's the point of this? But just hear me out on this. Okay. So these are Eastern time. Okay. So getting up about 8 o'clock Eastern time. I can tell you this. I hate waking up late, last minute, rushing to the elite room. How many of y'all have done that? You wake up and look at the clock and you're, oh crap, and you're running upstairs to your office to get right in the elite room. You know what I mean? And you're stressed and you're trying to get logged into the elite room. And oh, what time is it? I bet Lori and them are already in there and I got to get this chart up. And you're stressed. Like you literally started your day off in this panic mode. Like your heart's racing, you're breathing heavy, you're rushing. Like, how many of y'all have done that? Like a lot? And does it just not just ruin your day? Or at least your trading morning? Because you feel that way the whole time. You feel rushed. You feel behind. I got to get something. I probably missed something. I need to press a button. I gotta take a trade because I got in late. I started late, and you're just in this panic mode. You're in this running behind mode. You know what I mean? And so, like, when I'm at my best trading peak is when I'm up at least by 8 o'clock. I get up, I grab my coffee, my morning little health drinks and like Spark energy drinks and all that, you know, and I walk straight upstairs and I get all my screen turned on. Yeah, I've got a lot of screens. I got a lot of computers. I get everything turned on. If I need to restart my computer in the mornings, you know, I do that, clear my cache, reset everything, make sure everything's up and going, workspace is open, unless I've already done that the night before, okay? And I just get all that up and going, okay? Because sometimes, you know, it can take some time for things to get going and things to load. If I do have to load something in the morning and it's all loading. Not, how many of you have showed up at 9:25 and said, oh man, my computer restart, or I need to restart Ninja. I need to restart my charts. And then you're sitting there freaking out because you've got just a couple of minutes until the room's getting going and the market opens and you're waiting on something to load. If there's anything I got to go, I do. I literally get out of bed, run to the bathroom if I have to, get my coffee, go straight upstairs. Get the computers up, get the screens on, get everything going. That way, an hour and a half before the market even opens, like that stuff is going. I'm not going to have that rushed feeling, you know? And then from there, I go into the game room, I turn on the TV, pop it on some Fox News or something, or watch the Bloomberg markets, and I'll get on we have an elliptical machine, and I'll get on it for 2 miles. It takes like 20 minutes, okay? Because I'll be honest, I'm not a morning person. It's tough. Sometimes it's really tough just to get up, but it is very tough to get up and work out right away, okay? But I can be on the elliptical machine, just watching the news, start off slow, walking, then get rolling. You know, after 20 minutes, it gets a sweat going. It makes your body sweat. It warms your body up. It makes your body wake up. It helps get things going. It kind of gets the blood flowing and clears the cobwebs. You know what I mean? And you know that just hazy, fuzzy feeling you have? You know what I'm talking about when you wake up groggy? And then you're trying to sit there and look at computer screens all groggy and it's just like a fog haze. And it's miserable. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying go work out at the gym for 2 hours. Even just 20 minutes or even a quick walk or whatever it is. But, and I'll turn on the news and see what's going on Fox News or Bloomberg. See what the markets did overnight during the London session. You know, sometimes I don't have the TV on. Sometimes it's just my time or prayer time or meditation time or just time to wake up, get my body moving, sweating, get rolling. You know, and after that, I'll walk back into my office and I'll select my accounts and ATMs. I'll kind of do a quick overview of the market there and look at the overnight moves. What happened overnight during the Asian and London session? What were some of the highs? And something you hear us talk about a lot, look left, right? I want to review overnight. I want to look at the levels. If y'all saw some of my webinars I did on the charts and drawing out those levels, remember? Remember I did a webinar on that about, look, all these walls and crashes and levels here, I'm going to draw this out into the future to the right of the chart. Y'all remember that webinar I did a few weeks ago? And then I hopped in the elite room the very next day and I said, hey guys, remember those levels we drew? What did the market do? And then remember I called out 2 more and Marion called 1 that day live. Here, that's probably a stack level I want to draw out to the right. What is the market going to do when it gets there? Boom. Remember? And all 3 of those we called out, the 2 I called out and the 1 Marion called out, the market reacted to them. So I spend some time looking at those overnight levels, drawing that out. And not drawing that out at 9:35 in the middle of everything. I'm drawing those first ones out about 8:30. You know, I'm looking at the bigger charts, the 60 and 240 charts, and looking at 0 levels, meaning if the market's close to an 00 level, a 11,800 level, 11,900, whatever. I'm looking at all those levels and I kind of draw out the playing field for the day. And this is an hour before the market opens. Looking at some highs and lows, drawing those levels out. So I have that done. I log into the elite room. So that's all up and going. I'm not rushing to do that. I've got a few minutes there where I'll look over other things. If I need to check an email, check bank accounts, personal finances, handle something family stuff, make sure I got all my trading rules listed out in front of me. I want it all set up so that I'm not rushing to do anything right at the market open. Does that make sense? Like, it's done. When I come back and sit down, I'm ready to roll. Everything's up. The elite room's up, charts are up, accounts are up, my levels are drawn out, I'm ready to go. And then from there, I go and eat breakfast, have a protein shake, take my morning vitamins, hop in the shower, get ready. Guys, this seems dumb, especially for those of you that are like, I want to work from home, and you know, people talk about I can work from home in my PJs all day. I can sit around in my skibbies, in my boxers all day. You know what? If that works for you, great. But I'm telling you, to be able to get up, get things going, do a little 20-minute workout, you know what I mean? Sweat a little, get the body moving, get the blood flowing, clear the cobwebs, eat some breakfast, take a shower, guys. Shave. Guys, shave, right? Take a shower. Maybe do your hair a little bit. I'm not saying you got to get slicked up in a 3-piece suit. You know, ladies, pop a little makeup if you want. Feel awake. How many of y'all feel so much better after you've showered and got ready and actually got dressed? Or you feel more confident, right? Do that. No, you don't got to, ladies, you don't got to put on heels. Guys, you don't got to put on a suit and tie. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying don't roll out of bed and you haven't even brushed your dang teeth. You know what I mean? I know half of you are in that room hadn't brushed your teeth yet or showered. Chris, I know that's you. Chris is saying, hey. But seriously, some of this sounds ridiculous. Like, why am I on some trading webinar and this guy's telling me to shave and take a shower? What is he, my parent? Guys, I'm saying wake up, feel alive, work out a little bit, eat some breakfast, take your morning vitamins, take a shower, shave, get dressed, brush your teeth. Yeah, Frank put it perfectly here. Do what you'd have to do to not be embarrassed to answer your front door. And not just peek out your front door, right, Frank? Open the door. It, perfect. Perfect example, Frank. But guys, you will be awake. You will feel alive. You will feel the cobwebs are gone. You've gotten everything ready. You've worked out. You've sweated. Got the blood flowing. You've ate something. You shaved. You showered. You brushed your teeth. You feel good, right? And then by about 9:20, I come back and I sit down at my desk. And what do I have to do? Nothing. My computers are on. My charts are up. My workspaces are up. The Elite Trade Room's already up. I'm up. For an hour and a half, I've been up and worked out and sweated and showered, and I don't have cobwebs anymore. I'm not hungry anymore. I've had my coffee. I'm in a pretty darn good headspace right now. Does that make sense? Like, I'm in a pretty good headspace. And then I like to take about 5 or 10 minutes at that point after I'm sat there and done and ready to roll and I have nothing to do and I just want to relax. Like, I turn my volume off for the Elite Room. Daryl and Lori might be in there talking already by 9:20. I turn it off. Turn the volume down. And that's time for me of prayer, meditation, maybe a little reading. Sometimes I'll grab a Mark Douglas book. You've heard me talk about that before. Trading in the Zone or Mind Mastery Games, anything by Mark Douglas. Get myself in that mode. How many of y'all have the Calm app on your smartphone? You can turn on a Calm app, where there's stories you can listen to or the raindrop ones or what. Just calm. Because what I want to do is it's kind of opposite of like and I think I have it on my slide here, but do you understand where I'm going with this about how that prepares you to execute that trading session? And that is your first part-time job, is to prepare for it, not to roll out of bed and execute it. You got to prepare for it. And also, I talked a lot about the morning, but it kind of starts the night before. I know how it is when you first start trading. Your spouse or significant other is yelling at you at 1:30 in the morning, get off the damn computer and stop looking at those charts and come to bed, right? You want to stay up every minute of the day and night and weekend and market replay and scrolling the back through charts and studying. I get it. And we encourage you all the time to go back and study. But you know what? You got to stop. You got to have separation in your life. You got to have balance in your life. And all of this starts the night before. Get some good sleep. Doesn't do a whole lot of good to do all those morning steps I just talked about if you're running on 4 hours of sleep. Get good sleep. Have some downtime. Have time with the family. Have a good life balance. Exercise. Eat well. Like, do the things that will help you be better that next morning. Enable yourself to start that next morning better and more awake and alert and focused and sharp, right? The way you feel physically really does affect how you can feel mentally. And the way you feel physically really does affect how long you can focus and be sharp the next day. So it does kind of start the night before. And, again, you want to just make sure that you are balanced and you're taking care of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. Feed your body and your brain. Wake up and get your blood flow going. Gary Duhan, one of our guys, for a while there, he was getting up at like 4 in the morning, was it, Marion? Like 4 or 4:30, and going down to the local, I think it was one of the schools or YMCA, and he was swimming laps at like 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and it changed his world. It changed his life. It woke him up. It gave him focus time. He was just a complete different person. And it totally changed his trading when he started doing that as well. And that's always a story I use. And he brings up about when he was swimming, you know. And get your computer, get everything going way ahead of time. Don't be stressed or rushed. Don't be anxious. You know, like when you wake up at 9:15 or 9:20 and you're, like I said, you're rushed to go press buttons and you're freaking out and your heart's beating and you're just half dressed and look like crazy. You're not going to make good decisions when you're half out of it and you're rushed, right? How many of you feel that way? Oh my God, I get up there because I have to trade today. I have to get 3 trades today. I have to make money today. I have to. Let me tell you something. You do not have to. Some of the best traders I know can wake up and say, man, not today. Like, I'm not in the right physical, mental, emotional state to be trading today, and I'm not going to do it. They've learned to read themselves as much as they've learned to read the market and know this is not the right day for it. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to trade. And if you're not in the right state of mind, you're going to sacrifice and cut corners, and guess what that's going to cut into? Your account. And running late. This is big. If I'm running, I'm going to pull this back over here real quick. If I'm running late, I got up late, my alarm didn't go off, something came up with the kids and I had to take them to school or whatever, and I'm starting to go down through, my morning list here, and then, something happens, and all of a sudden it's 9 o'clock. Do you think I pick up right here at 9 o'clock and do what's on there? I don't. I don't skip over these steps. If that means I don't actually get into the trade room or get in front of my charts trading till 10, oh well. I'm not going to skip steps because something came up. I'm still going to be prepared. I'm still going to do it right. Who cares if I don't start till 10 instead of being able to start at 9:30? I'm not going to just jump in and start and skip looking over all the overnight stuff, skip looking at the big charts and looking at levels. I'm going to skip taking a shower, skip working out, skip breakfast, skip my calm time to relax. No. If I'm a few minutes late, I'm a few minutes late. There's plenty of trades. I want the quality trades, not just the quantity. It's like this. Let's say that you normally get off of work at 5:30. You normally get home at 6. And dinner's normally on the table at 6:30. Right? Okay, but what happens? Oh, I normally get home at 6 and I have dinner on the table at 6:30, but tonight I got home at 6:15. But I still have to get dinner on the table by 6:30. So I'm just going to cut out half the ingredients that were supposed to go into whatever it is I'm cooking or baking. I'm just going to cut out half the ingredients, or I'm going to only cook it for half the time. How's that meal going to taste? How are you going to feel about that meal? Does that make sense? It's like, oh, well, I still have to do it by this time, so I'm just going to do it halfway. That meal's not going to taste very good, is it? Well, how do you think those losses are going to feel? How do you think those bad trading decisions are going to taste to your account balance? Don't skip steps. Don't skip your preparation steps. There's plenty of time in the day. Wait. Prepare properly. You're better off to miss out on trades than to take bad ones when you're not prepared. Okay? So guys, back to this section here where I was talking about this quiet time. All this is important, but this is some of the most important time to me here. Okay? Like, you have to prepare yourself to be calm. You have to ramp yourself up to ramp down. Like, you spent all morning trying to be awake and be alert. This is your time to chill. This is the time where you're about to get off and clock out of your first part-time job. And you're preparing yourself for the next couple hours. You're preparing yourself for your next part-time job. You heard us talk about how patience pays. You're paid to be patient. Break your rules, lose your house. This is where you get in the right mindset. This is where your calm time, your prayer time, the Calm app, put on some music. Just relax. And you're preparing to be patient for the next couple hours. You're preparing to be bored. You've heard us say trading should be boring because I'm calm, I'm relaxed, I know what I'm looking for. I'm only going to take the trades that line up, and I'm going to take the best of the best. And it's kind of the opposite of a sports team locker room during halftime, right? Where they're in there yelling, and come on, guys, we're going to go and let's kill them and let's go crazy. Yeah. Woo. It's the opposite of that. It's the same thing of, okay, I got to build up to do this next step. Just like the locker room, okay, we're building up to do the second half. But you're doing the opposite. You're gearing yourself up to be calm, to be collected, to be cool, to be bored, and to just say, hey, I'm going to be here for a couple hours doing that. Or I might only be here 10 minutes trading and I get my 3 and done. But I'm going to prepare for a couple hours. I'm just going to be calm and be cool. I'm not going to be stressed. I'm not going to be rushed. I'm not going to be whatever. I'm going to stay focused. You have to train yourself to prepare yourself to be calm and bored, yet focused. Does that make sense, guys? I know some of you are like, okay, John just talked for like an hour of telling me to get up and take a shower. Right. But do you see my point to all this? Do you see how not taking this time to physically, mentally prepare, that it can make all the difference in the world? Yeah, Horatio, just like a sniper. That sniper that sits there for days sometimes, right? Just waiting for that one quick shot. And that's it. The preparation time that he spends is a lot longer than how long it takes him to zoom in and take a shot, right? So you guys understand how important that is. Did y'all get anything out of that? And I'm not saying you got to go copy my schedule exactly, but do y'all get anything out of that that you think you might can use in your own schedule or in your own life to be like, hey, I should rearrange a few things. I should do this a little differently. I bet I could do some of these things and prepare a lot better and be a lot better mentally focused to do some of those things. Because I want to challenge you here at the end to do some of that. So that's your part-time job number 1, is to prepare, right? Part-time job number 2, okay, is executing the trade session. And we've already talked about how that's going to be much easier when you've properly prepared for it. Also, guys, have a clean workspace. I know some of you, I've seen pictures that you sit down at that trading desk and there is crap everywhere. There's 4-day-old McDonald's bags over here and Taco Bell bags over here. There's about 8 soda cans piled up over here. You're just in a cluttered mess, right? Okay, Chris, maybe you only got 4. But guys, feel professional. Be clean, be organized. Have your rules in front of you. Have some of your cheat sheets printed out. Have some of your notes written out right in front of you. It helps with distractions. It helps bring you back into focus. Okay? Yeah, Daryl's 8 empty Powerade bottles on his desk. Yeah, exactly. Okay? Have some background noise. Some people like that, some don't. Some people are like, I can't have anything else going on. I can only look at a chart and listen in the trade room. Hey, that's great. Sometimes I'll have some background music on myself. It helps me. It doesn't distract me. Sometimes background noise helps me focus. Sometimes I'll have the TV on with the volume off. You know what I mean? Just it's something else there that actually can help me focus better sometimes. Sometimes I'll stand up at my desk, right? Stand, sit, stand. You know, you're sitting there and you're getting tired and you're kind of dazing off and oh, what's going on? Oh, what? A chart? Oh, stand up at your desk. You know, it'll help you stay alert, stay awake, be focused. Work out at your desk a little bit. I've got some, little workout bands here and some little weights here. Like keep yourself going, keep yourself, occupied. Take, take time while you're waiting for a trade and do a little workout, stand up, whatever. But turn everything else off. Turn your phone off, turn your Facebook off, turn your email off. Otherwise, it's so easy to get distracted of, oh, let me start texting with this person. And what's on Facebook? And oh, I missed that trade, right? Turn off the distractions that are bad distractions. Find the distractions you need to help you stay focused. Because right now, you already finished your first part-time job. Now you're on part-time job number 2, and you've got one job and one focus, and that's to look at that screen, follow your rules, get to 3 trades, and get the hell out of there. Right? Like that's all you're focused on right now. Watch the charts, listen to the room, follow the rules, get 3 and go. So having a good routine is important because routine equals consistency. Consistency will give you consistent results. And that's what adds up daily to get you long term to that 12 months where you want to be. Forget about secret sauce, holy grails, and the perfect winning trade setup that never loses. It doesn't exist, right? You have plenty of tools and plenty of trade setups we taught you, and we're going to teach you more. Okay? It's about how to stay focused each and every day. And I want to kind of help you with that. For those of you that were part of our live event, what was it, a year ago, earlier this year, we made these up and sent these out to people that were part of our live event. And we don't have any more of these to send out, but you can copy this, okay? You can take a picture of this. You can go back and watch this webinar. What we did was we made these for people that were at our event, attended the event, and this is sitting on their desk. You've probably seen some of this, right? If you've seen any Facebook post, somebody posted one today. Who was it? One of you posted today on the Facebook page at your, was it Beth? I think it was Beth. At the desk, had this in hand saying, hey, I used this today, right? And it goes on your desk right in front of your keyboard where you can look down and see this, okay? It's a reminder at the top. You're paid to be patient. Look at this reminder at the bottom. Break my rules, lose my house. See that? But it's these questions right here. And the whole idea is this is in front of you. How many of you do this? Like you sit in front of your charts and you're looking, then you're kind of looking, then you're dazing off, and then you're looking in the trade room and you're distracted, and then you're just like, okay, so what's going on? Let me look back at these charts again, and what do I need to do? Man, let me put my finger on the button. Maybe this bar will close up. In my press, do I need to enter here? Should I press here? Ooh, maybe this would be a short. Maybe this would be a long. Maybe this is what's going on, right? And you got to bring yourself back into focus and figure out what's going on, and then you're kind of lost. So this may sound boring and repetitive, but imagine this scenario. You're looking at your charts. You're listening to the room. And what you're doing is asking yourself these questions over and over again 1,000 times a day. Is the market trending? Question mark. Yes or no? Boom. You're looking at your chart. Is the market trending? If the answer is yes, okay, is the market trending up or down? It's trending up. Okay. So the market's trending up, right? What kind of trades are you looking for? Well, overall, you're looking for long trades. So do you need to be freaking out and have your hand on the button and your heart racing every time a bar closes short? No, because the market's going up, we're looking for long trades. Except for, what's the question number 2? Is there divergence? Now wait a minute. Is the market trending? Yes, the market's trending up. Okay, is there divergence right now in the trend? Nope. Okay, that tells you what to look for. Yes, there is currently divergence, which means if the market's going up but it's divergent, we can be looking for a what? What kind of trade could we then look for if the market's going up but has divergence? Oh, we can be looking for a short trade here. Does that make sense? Like just those 2 questions alone. That clarifies a lot of what you're looking at on the chart, right? You don't feel as lost because you're kind of walking yourself through the map. Is the market trending? Yes. Okay, cool. Is it divergent? Nope. Cool. Then we're only looking for long trades on TX trades. Or we could take a short trade if it was what? An SLZ trade, right? Does that make sense? You see where I'm going with that? Asking these questions narrows down for you what type of trade you're looking for and what type of trade you're not looking for, right? Okay, so no, hey, is the market trending? Nope. Is divergence? Nope. We don't care because it's not trending. Is the market ranging? Yes. Okay, well now we're at a whole other set of rules, right? Well, if the market's ranging, we've got a little bit different set of rules to look at because it's not trending. We're not looking for divergence. Do we look for divergence in a ranging market? Do we look for hidden divergence in a ranging market? So when you identify that it's in a ranging market, the trending trades go out the door, divergence trades go out the door, hidden divergence trade goes out the door, and then there's certain ranging rules, right? You see where I'm going with this, guys? Okay, hey, is there an ETX trade or a third bar swing trade or whatever? What's the next one? Is there an obstruction right now? Double clusters, levels. Because think about it like this. If I'm watching this market right here, like a random example, I just grab a chart real quick. Okay, so let's say this was live, right? Let's say it was live, and I'm watching this chart, and I'm asking myself a question. Is the market trending? Yes. Is the market divergent? Let's say it was just live right here. No. Okay. So I know what trades I'm looking for and not, right? Let's say right up here, this bar closed up. Then let's say we had a bar that closed down. Then let's say there's another bar that's starting to look like it's closing up. And ooh, this might be closing up. This might be going back up in the direction of the trend. This might have a TX on it. This might have, an ETX on it. This might have a whatever on it. This might be an elevator. Do I care? No, because what am I thinking in my head? Bars are going up, bars are going up, bars are going up. Okay, now a bar closed down. I'm thinking in my head, if a bar closes up, if it's a potential trade setup, am I going to take it? Would I take it? Why not? Because right here, I've got a paw print, a mini magnet, a mini magnet. So is my finger on the button Am I preparing for anything? Is my heart beating fast? Am I feeling anxious? No, because I'm always thinking to myself, oh, look, we're getting up close to some obstructions here, so I'm definitely not taking any longs of any kind of trade. I don't care if it's an elevator, it doesn't matter. I'm not taking any trades, am I? And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time tonight at all about the trade assistant. But if I see this coming up, are any of my longs on right now? Should they be? Guys, does that make sense? Asking these questions, thinking ahead, right? Now, I know that the market could get up into here. And what if I have an SLZ that happens right here and a bar closed down? Would I like that? And why would I like that if there was an SLZ here with a bar closed down? Well, because that would be a valid trade that I could take. And what is it bouncing off of? A big level. And we talked about wanting to have SLZs off a level, right? So if I'm watching this come up into here and I'm asking myself those questions, is the market trending? Yes. Is the market divergence? No. Is it ranging? Well, obviously not. Is there obstructions? Boom, yes there is. So I don't want to even think about a long, but I could be getting ready for maybe a short that could happen here. So that's all I'm looking for is a short. What could actually be turned on short here? SLZ. Okay. And like I said, this is not a Markers Plus webinar. But you remember last night on the webinar, or some of y'all been asking in the room, oh my God, those are so confusing up there. What do I do with all those? Well, first of all, if any of it's confusing to you, don't use those. Just use the ones you understand and add the others. But you see just in that scenario right there, how that makes a lot of sense of, oh, that's what Daryl means by thinking ahead. That's what Daryl means by looking ahead into the future of, well, hey, based on what the market's doing, I wouldn't even think about going long or short on these certain trades, but I would on this one or this one. So I'll have those on. Ooh, wait, coming up in here into a big block, so get rid of any longs. Boom. Oh, okay. That's what Daryl means by you're not fumbling and focused on entering the trades and getting the buttons just right of where to enter. You're focused on the chart of, okay, here's what the market's doing. Here's some levels coming up here, so let me adjust this. Boom, boom, boom. But even if you're not using the trade assistant, do you understand now how asking yourself these kind of questions over and over again just helps you relook at the chart and refocus on the chart and think ahead to know, get ready for a trade, don't get ready for a trade, get ready for a long, get ready for a short. Ooh, there's obstructions coming up. Don't even think about going that direction. So you see how these questions right here, write these down. Add some more to it if you want, but just have that list that you constantly are just going over in your mind that whole time that you're at your second job, which is executing the trade plan. And that helps you stay focused. And just ask yourself that 1,000 times. Determine what that market condition is. It will tell you the only direction of trade you're looking for. It will tell you what's going on with the market and what you need to be aware of and not aware of, and you don't find yourself as stressed and freaking out and, oh, wait, what do I do and what do I do? Is this bar going to go this way? Is this bar going to go? You know what to look for or not, right? You know how to look ahead. You know, and we don't need these slides here because I've already kind of showed you. You're just thinking ahead. Is it trending? Yes or no? Is it divergence? Yes or no? Okay, so then what am I looking for? What am I not looking for? What are your possible conditions? Trending divergence, range bound, chop. Do we trade in chop? No. So you're really just looking to narrow down which of these three is the market doing right now. Trending by divergence, or range bound. And is there obstructions? Like that's all you're trying to do during that trading session of your second part-time job. And then apply the rules of what trades can apply there. So kind of simplify, clarify, and focus. When you're driving down the highway at 70 miles an hour, your eyes aren't in the middle of your hood, right? They're looking ahead. They're looking down the highway, way ahead. What's in the way, right? Are there obstructions in your way? Are there other cars in your way? Is there traffic? You're looking ahead. Okay? So guys, I encourage you to make a list like that of those questions. Okay? Put it right in front of you. Kind of something that I did, and I'd snap you a picture here, but I have something like that right in front of me. Okay? Is the market trending? Is the market ranging? And then I flip the page. And the page right under that is trending. And it's a list of what trades apply to trends. What are the rules for those trades? The next one is trending, next page, trending with divergence. What trade applies to that? What are the rules? What are the instructions? Flip that page, range bound market. It's a little business in a book, business in a stack. Does that make sense? I'm asking myself that question. Is it trending? Is it ranging? Is it this? It's one of those. Flip to that page. This is all I'm looking for right now then. Like my whole trading time is filled with flipping the page. Because I'm looking at the chart asking myself, is the market this or that? It's that. Then go to the that page. That's all I'm looking for right then and there. It takes away all the other stress, all the other looking here and figuring out and look at other trades. What's going on? I know exactly what to look for. And I know under that market condition, there's only 3 possible trades to look for. And let me just wait for those. Let me turn those on the TA, and I'm just waiting. Patiently waiting. Okay? So I hope that's helpful, guys. That might seem a little weird, a little crazy, a little elementary, but do you see how that could be super helpful for you guys? Take some time, work yourself out a good routine and schedule, and take some time this weekend to write those rules down. Take some notes. Make your little stack of, okay, what trades do I look for in a trend? What trades do I look for in divergence? What trades do I look for? And make yourself a little stack to where it helps you to ask those questions and then flip to the page and give you all the answers right in front of you and so on. Okay? I know there's a few of you guys that are brand new to trading. And some of you said, hey, John, that sounds really great. Is the market trending? Is the market ranging? I'm so new, I don't really know how to recognize a trend. Okay? So this is a basic, elementary, not at all outside the box, little quick tutorial on that for you brand newbies. And you'll learn a lot more and take it past then. This is not the end all of it all. Think about a clock. You see 9 over here and 3 over here, right? This is for your brand newbies. If I drew this box around 9 and 3, okay? If you could picture 9 and 3 in your head, right? Picture a clock in your head, picture 9 and 3, okay? Let me pull over this chart. If you drew a circular clock around the market right here, right? What do you see right here? That kind of be like that same rectangle I drew around 9 and 3. Make sense? What do you think 9 and 3 is if the market is doing this between 9 and 3? It's chop or range, right? What if the market is pointing towards 130 this way? Think that might be an uptrend? What if the market is pointing towards 430? Could be a downtrend. Okay, that feels very basic and elementary, and that is oversimplified. But when you're brand new, think like a clock. Is this pointing towards 130? It's an uptrend. Is this between 9 and 3? It's chop, right? Is the market pointing down towards 430 here overall? It's a downtrend. Okay? See, as the market's coming down, here the market pushed down and it made a low right here, right? Then it pulled back up, and then what did it do? It came down and made a lower low, because this low is lower than this last low. Then it came down here, made a lower low, and a lower low, and a lower low, lower, lower, lower. When the market is making lower lows like that, okay, and notice as the market comes down and then pulls up, makes this high, right? That's the most recent high. Then it comes down, pulls up, makes a what? Lower high. See that? Downtrend. Market's going up. Pushes up, makes a high. Pushes up, makes a higher high. Pushes up, makes a higher high. Higher high, higher high, higher high. Okay? Quick little crash course there in just, if you're brand new, start there. Remember higher highs, lower lows, and just think of a quick clock. Can you see where I'm going with that? Just think of a quick clock. Draw a clock around it. If you're in here 9 to 3, your chopper range. Okay? So just a couple of you had asked me, hey, I'm brand new. Can you give me just basic tips? Okay? And so I just kind of went over that with you right there. So 2 part-time jobs, prepare yourself to execute the trading session, and then execute the trading session, looking ahead, and so on. Okay? Assignments. I'm going to give you homework here like your teacher, right? I really encourage you to spend some time tomorrow and over the weekend, redo your schedule. Think about your life, your schedule, your routine. What can you do differently before you're trading to implement some of this stuff, to be better awake, to be better mentally and physically and spiritually prepared? Get everything up and rolling early so you take away that rushed and stressed feeling. Okay? How can you find the time to make that work and to get in front of the charts a little earlier and breathe and calm and prepare and realize that that's the first part of your job in trading? And then spend some time and write out those questions. Write out some of your notes and rules. What rules apply, and just have all of it right in front of you. It will really, really help you focus. Okay? So, was that helpful at all, guys? This was a very different kind of webinar. Okay? Like, extremely different kind of webinar. I didn't cover a trade setup. You got plenty of those. This is about how to apply it every day and stay focused every day and stay consistent. So I encourage you to take this, use it as much as you can in your own life. Spend some great time this weekend over that. Okay? So once again, yes, this webinar is being recorded, and I'm just going to show you one last time real quick. Yeah, David says, good, honest discussion. Yeah, you know, this wasn't anything mind-blowing, right, David? It's just like, hey, we really got to focus on how to make it work. Like, how can you do it every day consistently? So yeah, guys, remember, if you're on the Apex homepage, you just go right here under the bootcamp, and you go down to step number 8. And it's section D right here, step number 8, section D. That is where this webinar recording will be. I also want to bring your attention, any of you that were not on with us last night when Daryl covered account funding, trade automation, trade copier, definitely check out this video here. He covers some of that. If you want in-depth information on that, just go straight to the home page. And if some of you are like, hey, I want more information about the auto trading software that will auto trade the sniper trades, just go right here to automation. Click this, you can watch a whole video on it. Hey, what about that account funding? Click here, you can watch a whole video on it. It's all right here. Okay, so check that out. Do me a favor, as I always ask, mention it in Skype rooms, mention it in Facebook, mention it in the Elite Room. A lot of people, might have seen the title of this webinar and said, focus and routine. I don't need that crap. I just want to learn trades. I hope you can see how everybody needs this. Encourage everybody to watch this recording. Let them know that it will be worthwhile to them. Okay? All right, guys, I've kept you long enough. Hope that was helpful. Have a great night. Do some posts for me, please, on Facebook and in the rooms. Get people to watch this webinar. Get some sleep. We'll see you in the trade room tomorrow morning. Horatio, you're very welcome. A lot of you are saying, hey, thank you. I really needed this. Good. I hope that helps. Hope it was worth your time. All right. You're very welcome, guys. Take it easy. Let's see here. Susan. Yeah, in the morning in the Elite Room, Susan. Is that what you're asking about? Yeah, I keep saying I'll try to get in there and spend some more time with you guys, and I do plan to. We are just so slammed here with everything going on with this open house. Daryl and Lori focus in there, and I normally handling all kind of stuff on the back end. As we get past the holidays here, I do want to be in there a lot more. I'd like to be in there every morning, and be able to do some comments and work with you guys, a lot more. So I do plan to do that. I'd hope to already be doing it some last week in this, but we've just been so busy. But bear with me. I will be there. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Bye.